All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers already have a corner that is impressing big time. And when you have somebody that wasn't drafted in the first or second round impressing at rookie minicamp, it stands out. And that's exactly what we want to talk about today is Jacob Parish. But before we get into that, if you are new to this channel, we love talking about teams that don't get all the national media attention that maybe they deserve. We are Detroit Lions fans, me and my buddy Chris. We have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit. But we started this channel because we love the NFL and we love some of those teams, the Bucs being one of them. That's just fun to watch. And just I respect what they've done as an organization to be able to stay relevant no matter what. They find a way, and to see what they've been able to do to resurrect Baker's career and then just continue to put together good team after good team. They are a team that knows what they're doing. It's a professional organization. I love to say that term on this channel is a professional organization. So we're going to give you an honest look into it. Okay, let's talk about a guy. His name is Jacob Parish. Jacob Parish, in case you're wondering who he was, right? In case you're wondering who he is, he was your third-round draft pick. All right, he came in round 3, pick 84 overall, and he is out of Kansas State. And I love guys like this, and in a little while in this video, I'm going to actually show you a video of the pick that he got. We're going to look into that. But this is one of those guys that played a lot of college football. And oftentimes what you see with some of the best corners that are drafted in the first or second round is they don't have a lot of targets going their way. Well, people tested him, and I think that's because he's listed at 5'10", 198 pounds. So last year, he was targeted 72 times, and the year before that, he was targeted 70 times. Now, he turned that into 5 interceptions over the 2 years and gave up a QBR, or a passer rating, not QBR, but passer rating of about 67. That's what I love looking at. If I see a corner that's giving up a passer rating that's in the 80s, 90s, over 100, I'm like, keep him away from me, get him out of here. But if I see a guy that is continuing to do the right things and like get that passer rating as an overall thing, in other words, the quarterback struggles when throwing his way, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. All right, now, he made a big play. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that big play. Let's take a look at it right now. Here it is. All right, this is him at practice. They're indoors. It's hot. All right. Look at this. It's this pick 6. All right, it's exactly what you want to see. It's exactly what you want to see. And what you saw from that was a guy who was in space, and he looked. You see him turn for a second to locate, all right, what's behind me? And as soon as he realized he didn't have to worry about that, he made a beeline for where he thought the ball was going to go. And that is where you see his athleticism come into play. And that is what is one of the things for him outside of his height. Outside of his height, everything about him is good. I want to be clear on that. All right, when you look at his RAS, now, again, this is relative athletic score. All right, when you look at his RAS, he is a corner with elite speed. All right, you're under a 4.4. You're in the 4.36 40 range, but he's got a good 10-yard and 20-yard split as well. He's quick and able to go from 0 to 100 is what I'm saying. It's elite at every single level. You also see down here his explosion is great. When you have a good broad jump, when you have a good vertical, that can make up for a ton of height. So let's say you're 5'9" instead of 6 foot. You have to make up probably 6 inches because you're probably going to have a shorter arm reach or wingspan. You're probably going to be shorter in height. So you need to make up for that in quickness and explosion. If you have that, you're good. He also has the size. All right, here's a couple of things that I love about this. In an article that I was reading, Todd Bowles said this. He said he had a good pick. It was good to see him do some things. Again, it's T-shirt and shorts, but it's good to see him make a first impression. So here's the thing that I thought was very interesting. Bowles labeled him as the fastest player on the field on Friday. And the thing is, when you talk to Parish, he was saying he felt like he could have been faster. He feels like he's not playing at full speed, and that'll change as he gets more acclimated to the Bucs defense. He said, I feel I could have been faster, to be honest. I feel like once I understand the scheme, I'll be a lot faster, though. It's really cool. The defense is different, too, compared to where I was before. You know, he does a bunch of different things. I'm excited I'm in this system. Now, here is the other thing that I think is a misconception about Jacob Parish. It is the misconception that because he's 5'9", by the way, 5'9.6", so he's 5'9 and a half, all right? And we round up in this family, all right, because I'm only 5'8", so I round up. But anyways, but I really am 5'8". But anyways, look, here's the deal. You think he's automatically relegated to the slot. And when you look at his recruiting profiles, that's exactly what it'll say. It'll say he's a 3-star cornerback, that he has fluidity and recovery speed to thrive as a nickel defender in the NFL as long as he remains a reliable tackler. All right, it says nickel all over the place. Here's the thing with that. He was a track athlete. He was a standout track athlete, and he loves to compete. I can give you players that are not that big that are playing outside corner, no problem. Told you I was a Lions fan. Amek Robertson came from the Raiders to the Lions. He played in the nickel because he's small. But that's not where he was most comfortable. When they moved him to the outside after Carlton Davis's injury, he all of a sudden, like, the sky became the limit, and all of a sudden he was shutting down Justin Jefferson. You don't always need to be tall. You need to have a tall corner at some point, right, in your team, because you're going to have those guys, the Nico Collins of the world, the Mike Evans of the world. That might be a very difficult matchup for Jacob Parish, but most receivers are 6 foot, right? Maybe 6'1", right? And so all of a sudden you're like, what's 2 or 3 inches? That's not a big deal, but 2 or 3 inches, but you have a corner on him that's faster, that's more explosive, and a little bit more twitched up. Like, all of a sudden you realize, like, all right, it's not the end of the world. You realize that they can absolutely do it. And the coach said the same thing. He said the same thing. He said he can play outside corner. So Bowles said, we've got him learning nickel. I'm very comfortable with him outside, said Bowles. He can start at corner in this league probably for anybody, and he can play inside as well. That's the beauty of him. He's not just a nickel. I think he's an outside corner first. I'll let you see this. I don't know why I'm not showing it to you. Right here. He's an outside corner first and then a nickel second. The fact that he plays inside is just a bonus for us when we have a few guys that play inside. It helps us from a matchup standpoint, from a game plan standpoint. Which one could play nickel at which time? It keeps a lot of people guessing. Boom. All right, that is when you know you hit the jackpot. Honestly, when I see him, when you see the tape of him, when you see the athletic abilities, and when you hear a coach talking about how he can, it's rookie minicamp. And Todd Bowles is not a guy who gets ahead of himself, right? So when you hear him talking about what the future looks like, and his positional versatility, I think you found a stole in the 3rd round. I think you found a steal. That's what proper English would say, a steal, not a stole, in the 3rd round. All right, hope you like it. Keep watching. If you want more content, we love talking Bucs. We love talking a lot of teams. We'll see you on the next one.